I was trying to cut caffeine out of my life, but switching to a job where I have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning is changing that. Welcome, weary travelers. My name is Sydney, like Australia, and this is my lovely, ever-growing channel. Here we are, in the last part of the Sewing Fairy series. But don't worry, we will probably see her again. Like, I have things planned, maybe like another fair day, or maybe maybe she'll make an appearance at Dragon Con, or just... Before we get ahead of ourselves, hold on. Before we get ahead of ourselves, and I start planning my whole life around this character, we have to make the dress. Now, I didn't film too much of this process because I got sick with the COVIDs. I shall give you a reenactment of how this went for me. I'm gonna take a nap. Luckily, in most of my footage, you can't see my face or the abundant amount of tissues. Now, for this project, my goal was to not buy any more new materials, and I was pretty successful, at least with the dress. Like, the wings, I kind of needed some stuff, and the really only thing I needed for the bracers was, or for the first video, was for the bracers and the foam for them. But everything else I had, everything else I owned. Like, at least all the fabric that you see me use for this dress, I've had for at least a month before I even started thinking about this. I'm gonna be using bed sheets, tablecloths, curtains, dresses that don't fit me anymore, just random scraps of fabric that fit the vibe. And these are the patterns that I'm gonna use. We've got the Gambit dress because it's the longest skirt pattern that I own, and I just don't feel like making my own. Don't fall. And then just the bodice. Can you even see that? There we go. Just the bodice of the elderberry dress. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'd use this again. At least not the bodice. I wouldn't use the bodice again just because it's not made for my form. And I had to make such extravagant alterations. And even in the end, it still didn't fit me. Like, you'll see how I fixed it up later in the video, but it was just such a hassle. And it prompted a good mental breakdown. All of this to say, it just wasn't meant for me. I'm still gonna use the skirt because the skirt's really cute. I'm not gonna lie, but just not the bodice. Now, to move us along, let's go check out all of our fabric that we're using, shall we?
Alright, let's first start off with, of course, getting the right size. I'm going to trace out the size that I need, and which also includes making sure that I get the darts in, because I have a habit of not getting those. And now that I've made at least 3 mock-ups by now, it still seems to be a bit off. But I finally get it down, and I make the face fabric and the lining. And then I'm going to sew those two together around the edges. And then lining them up, of course, with each seam. And apparently it's going to be great, according to Past Me. And then here I am doing the straps. I did 4 straps so that I could tie them into a bow on my shoulders. Whoa, look at me, I'm so fast. The power of Breeze cough drops. Oh, but wait. I pinned this wrong. As you can see, I'm so tired and knocked up on cough syrup that I pinned everything the wrong way. Who am I kidding? I do that sober too. Then I'm going to turn those tubes inside out. Iron them, of course, so they look all nice and pretty. And then pin them to the points where I feel that they would look the best. The drawing for the for this bodice, where they put the straps, it wasn't the same bodice piece, so I just kind of eyeballed it. Put it at the front seams and the back seams. And then I sewed all the way around so that I could have a nice finished seam at the top. With that done, it is time to start on the skirt. And there are so many scraps. I still have some left even after I've finished the skirt. So I'm going to sew all the pieces that I have. I basically had the little triangular looking pieces of the skirt, and I just kind of jigsawed them into that shape and just did that 16 times because that's how many panels I needed. This took so freaking long. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have nightmares about this. But I will say, this is just like a half of the skirt and it looks so cute. I love this skirt so much. It's got so much personality. All of it, I know where it came from. And look at that. All put together. Not all put together, but at least most of sewn together. Then I'm also going to make the lining. And the lining, I kind of wanted the dress to be reversible. Because why not make my life more difficult? So I made this out of a bed sheet and I think a picnic blanket. It might just be regular fabric. I'm not really sure at this point. And there's the lining. Looky, looky, so cute. And then I'm going to sew those two together. Kind of like I did with the bodice. And I'm just going to sew them together at the waistline. And then I'll put the bodice over it, and it'll cover up all the seams that I don't want shown. And there we have the sewing fairy side. So cute, so nice. Give me that nice hip definition. Oh, but wait, there's more. If I just flipperoo. Oh, so cool. Now, I look like a circus tent. 2 in 1. What a look. What a vibe. Sorry, this cracks me up. Seeing this is mainly because this bodice apparently all of a sudden didn't fit. I had an extra panel, even though I measured everything correctly. This is the vibe that I was going for, and it's still puckered at the top near the armpits, so I had to take them in. But since I made the dress reversible, and I had already sewn most everything together, I just snipped it. And then, cleverly, covered it up with some trim. Because I have so much trim I don't know what to do with. Most of it I had to hand sew while I watched the first season of Peaky Blinders. I think I like the show. Anyway, I think it's time for the reveal. Welcome, one and all, to the Georgia Renaissance Festival, where it's a beautiful day and it's full of beautiful people who are all sleep deprived, including this particular group that I was accompanied by. And this particular group of fae that I met first thing in the morning. Oh, it was so early. Oh, and there's my good friend Iggy. Love that guy. And of course we had to stop for breakfast because we had not eaten, and we got some steak on a stick, which was actually really good. And here's this lovely group of people that decided to compliment me on my outfit, so I told them, why not join me in my YouTube adventure? Hello, people! And oh, yes, and the Peacock Tea Room. What a lovely place to be. My sister got a prettier cup than me, so of course I was jealous and tried to spill all my tea all over the place. And I stopped by the fairy glen to visit Babbling Brook and Cinder the Fire Fairy. And then I needed some fuel, and we all danced in Hurrah over food. And I know I had just had to come and visit the pub crawl, and Old Soul Silk Road sang a naughty tune accompanied by the lovely and enchanting Captain Carvosa. Ah, I love the Renaissance Festival.
What a good day. Like, what a good McFrickin' day. I got to spend time with friends I hadn't seen in a while. I was outside and the weather was beautiful. I loved every bit of the outfit that I was wearing. I got to meet new people. I traded trinkets with people. I got to spend time with my partner while we were both dressed up. I got to spend time with friends. It was just like a really good day. It was like a day worth living. That's where I'm at with that. I'm gonna remember that day for a while. Cause it was just like, it's gonna stick with me. And like, there's not really much that I would do differently. Like, I didn't wear the bracer because, for one, I didn't finish it. 2, it was too chunky. 3, it was too big. And 4, as soon as that video was out and not submitted, but like out for the world to see, I was like, you know what? And I just chucked it, and I don't know where it is. So I have not thought about it. I'm pretty sure we bought stuff, but there's a lot of it was food. We ate a lot of good food. I'm thinking about going back, so if you would like to attend the Georgia Renaissance Festival at the same day that I'm going back, I think on May 13th, and maybe also May 20th, and maybe even the last weekend, just because I know that, at least for the cast, they do Big Bit Day, and it's just pranks on other characters all day long, and it's great. Especially whenever it's a prank towards the king. So I just want to witness the creativity that these people can have when it comes to pranks. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this one. I upload every other Friday. You can also find my Instagram in my bio. Yeah. I hope to see some of you at the Ren Fair. Toodaloo! Achoo! I'm hilarious. That's a wrap.